Hello everybody, and welcome to Ancient Architects. Please subscribe to the channel for regular content on ancient architecture, as well as all the latest news from the world of archaeology. Many of you will have seen the movie The Scorpion King with Dwayne The Rock Johnson, but not many of you will know a great deal about the historical figure the Hollywood character is based on. King Scorpion was a ruler in what Egyptologists call the Proto-Dynastic Period of Upper Egypt, sometime between 5,500 and 5,200 years ago. An elusive figure to history, but fragments of his memory do survive, and they continue to be found. In fact, experts believe there were two King Scorpions in Egypt's Proto-Dynastic period, with the famous scorpion mace head belonging to the second of the two kings. He came from Nekhen, also known as Hieracompolis in Greek, and he was either King Narmer's predecessor or possibly even a direct rival. Scorpion I came before and originated in Thinis. His tomb is believed to have been found at the el-Karb cemetery in Abydos, known as Tomb UJ. It's this earlier King Scorpion, Scorpion I, that the discoveries in this video relate to. Today, an area to the east of Aswan, known as Wadi El Malik and its side valleys, is a rocky, barren desert landscape, but here we find King Scorpion carving his power in stone, a man who claimed divine power, depicting violent imagery of conquest, and laying the foundations for what some scholars call the world's first territorial state. A new book has been released by Professor Dr. Ludwig Morenz and researcher Mohamed Abdelhay Abu Bakr, and it shows how early Egyptian rulers used art, symbolism, and the landscape itself to legitimise their authority. A number of brand new discoveries have also been highlighted in the book. One piece of rock art from Wadi Abu Sabera has been deciphered as domain of Horus King Scorpion, which, according to the researchers, is the oldest known place name sign in the world, a groundbreaking discovery in the history of writing and statehood. Talking to the media, Dr. Morenz said, quote, "The Egyptian state emerged during this period as the first territorial state in world history." End quote. By the late 4th millennium BC, the kingdom already stretched nearly 800 kilometres along the Nile, putting a number of diverse regions under a central authority. But the Aswan Eastern Desert was on the periphery. Wadi El Malik was a transit route, rich in minerals, and in wetter times was a hunting ground. It was here that rulers carved their marks on rock, turning the landscape into what Dr. Morenz calls a royal rock art tableau. And for King Scorpion, tying himself to one of nature's most dangerous creatures meant the king embodied authority and danger, not to mention his self-proclaimed divine power. Interestingly, we don't see depictions of King Scorpion alone, but there's iconography of successive proto-dynastic kings, each identified by a different animal. For example, before Scorpion there was King Bull, and the whole sequence begins with King Horus Falcon. The researchers have also identified a new figure called King Scolopendra, named after the venomous centipede. So, the earliest royal names were all linked to dangerous animals because they embodied strength and power. Such symbols communicated authority and projected fear across the land. The names emphasise the ruler's role as earthly deputies of divine power, rather than as gods. Scorpion's rule was associated with the goddess Bat, a celestial cow linked with fertility, and also the god Min, a desert god connected to hunting. They formed a divine couple, and together they represented the balance between the fertile Nile lands and the peripheral desert regions. The association with these deities reinforced the king's role as mediator between the natural and human worlds, therefore cementing his status as king. Depictions of violence is also common in the desert valleys, with rulers depicted trampling enemies, decapitating captives, and towering over defeated enemies, something we also see in the later famous palettes, such as the Narmer palette. According to Morenz, one image shows Scorpion crushing an enemy beneath his feet, and two severed heads are behind him. These images depict pharaoh fashioning, i.e. the crafting of kingship through imagery that portrays victory and mastery. But there are also scenes of rituals and religion. Apparently, in one image, a boat is being pulled by 25 men, indicating a sacred procession that connected the distant desert regions with the heart of the Nile civilization. The researchers have been using advanced digital imaging methods, combining thousands of photographs taken from various angles, and they reveal subtle contours that are invisible in the field. This has allowed them to see the rock art in incredible detail as they study the relationship between art, landscape, and power in pre-dynastic Egypt. And this is really only the start, with so much more just waiting to be discovered. Going forward, Dr. Morenz hopes for a larger scale archaeological project to be undertaken, and for the site to eventually be open to the public, so we can all walk the land where Egypt's first kings established their authority. As stated on archaeonews.net, the story of King Scorpion shows how violence, divinity, and symbolism intertwined to forge one of humanity's earliest states. From scorpions and bulls to falcons and centipedes, these carvings transformed the desert into a stage for power and ritual, linking geography, religion, and governance. The carvings remain silent witnesses to the origins of Egyptian kingship, offering a glimpse into how rulers like King Scorpion transform the desert frontier into a canvas of divine power and political ambition. Thank you very much for watching this episode of Ancient Architects. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe to the channel, please like the video, and please leave a comment below. Thank you very much.